everyone. My name is Erin Meyer. I'm the Sustainable Food Programs Coordinator from the University of California, Merced. We are here today with Rocio Gonzalez from Kind Neighbor, amongst other things, and she's here to show us a cooking demo. She grabbed some ingredients from our local People's Fridge. That is a community fridge in Merced, California. Um, it is a free fridge. Basically, you could take anything you want, you can leave anything you have. So it's for produce only. So if you ever have produce donations, you can leave it there. If you're in need of produce, you can go and grab it there. We also have a People's Fridge in Delhi, the Delhi People's Fridge, and we hope to open up more. So this demo is going to be Rocio just showing us what she's cooked up with a couple of different items from the People's Fridge, amongst some other things in her kitchen. And I'm going to go ahead and just mute myself basically for the rest of this and have her show us the ropes and teach us how to cook. Hello, Rocio. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be showing you a simple and quick, easy recipe. It's one of my favorite things to make when I don't have much time and when I run out of ideas. So again, my name is Rocio, and I'm the founder of Kind Neighbor Juice Bar. Our mission is to provide healthy and affordable food in communities that lack healthy on-the-go options. Our goal is also to educate the community on health and wellness. So that's why I'm here tonight. I'm really excited to show you one of my favorite recipes. As Erin mentioned yesterday, I went by the pop-up fridge, which is located on 936 West 18th Street. And I picked up just what I needed, which was the potatoes and the celery. The rest of the items I already had here at home. Again, tonight's cooking class is all about being resourceful and using your ingredients that you already have in your fridge or in your pantry or your freezer. How many times have we skipped making meals because we run out of ideas or for whatever reason, and only to find by the end of the week, we end up tossing a bunch of items. But I love making meals and getting really creative using what I already have in my fridge. So tonight's recipe is a vegan scramble. As I mentioned earlier, it's really quick and easy to make. It's also full of fiber and antioxidants, and I'll let you know as we cook what each ingredient is beneficial for. So one of the things that I wanted to ask you guys, how can we prevent wasting food, that our precious, beautiful food that's in our fridge or in our pantry or in our freezer before it goes bad? Does anybody want to let us know, or maybe write it in the chat? Yeah, composting. Yeah, that's one of the things I do too. We save the scraps, or maybe like if we have like the leftover scraps from what we cook with. But yeah, if something goes bad, we also compost it. Does anybody else want to let us know? So some ideas that I came up with is only buying what you're going to use for the week, using up all your ingredients before you buy more. So for example, for me, sometimes I don't go grocery shopping for like a week or 2 weeks because I really just use what I already have in my fridge or in my pantry. Another thing is just make a grocery list ahead of time. And for those items that you feel like that are gonna go bad right away, you can freeze them. For example, you can freeze kale or banana or any other items that you feel that you could use for a smoothie or a different recipe. Okay, so let's, are you guys ready, or do you have any questions before I move forward? So because we're gonna get cooking, so make sure you're prepared, you have your hair back, you have your sleeves rolled up. So the first thing that I'll be doing is I'll be sauteing the onion and the garlic so that the properties are enhanced and also activated. So this is what's gonna give the meal some of the flavor. So I'll go ahead and go over to my stove, and then I'll bring my ingredients. I'm on my laptop, so I have to carry it with me. So that's that. Okay. So I'm turning on my stove to about low heat or medium heat right now so that I can warm up. Today I'll be using avocado oil. So we want to try to avoid using like canola, like any corn oil or any any oil that's not good for heart health. Avocado oil, I like it because it's able to sustain high heat. I'm just gonna eyeball it, but you could put about a tablespoon of avocado oil onto your pan. Just let it heat up for a little bit. So I have all the oil in there. And then, well, I'm still waiting for the pan to heat up, but I'm just gonna throw it in there anyways to heat with the, I should have done that while I was talking earlier. So I just poured in the onion and the garlic, and the onion, the beneficial properties of it, it has antioxidants which fight off free radicals and supports our immune system. So as I mentioned, we want to throw in the onion and the garlic so that its properties are activated, and then it also enhances the flavors of the rest of your meal. Does anybody have any questions so far? And then if you're making this, like just in the future, when you're cooking, make sure that you have all your ingredients ready before cooking. That way you're not in a rush to cook everything else and you don't let something burn. The other thing that I wanted to say is select ingredients that are going to enhance your energy levels. What ingredients are going to improve your moods, enhance your energy levels, help you focus? So you want to think about that when you're making your meal. Are you choosing those foods for a purpose, for an intention? And I know sometimes we want to have other foods that might not improve our energy levels, but it's just something to keep in mind when we're making something. The other thing that I like to do is adding in my spices when I'm sauteing the onion and the garlic. It also helps to activate the flavors. So as I mentioned, if you're cooking with me today, we are going to add a teaspoon of the paprika. I love paprika. It's just when I'm making the vegan scramble, is one of my favorite flavors to add to it. I also really love the chili powder, 1 teaspoon. And this is, when you're cooking, you want to use your intuition. You want to be present and in the moment. You don't want to walk away from your pan because you want to be attentive and making sure that it's coming out to how you like it. So one of the things that I like to do is I like to use my intuition. Does it need a little bit more salt? I also taste it as it's cooking, like halfway through it. I like to taste it to make sure that I like the flavor. If I feel like I need more paprika, more salt. Are you guys able to see it, or it's kind of dark a little bit, or? And then one of the questions was, yeah, it doesn't have to be white onions. It can be if you have red onion or yellow onion, you can substitute it. Like if you don't like onion, you can use something else as well. Then I have salt. And then the umami flavor, this one I like because it enhances your food. So for example, if it's going to be a salty flavor, it's going to really enhance that salty flavor if it's going to be sweet. So this is the one that I have. I got this one at Trader Joe's. Maybe I'll use half a teaspoon of it. And again, you can follow the exact recipe that I provided. But I know sometimes when you follow a recipe, it doesn't always come out how you like it, but that's why you're supposed to be in there and taste it to how you like it. So whoever made the recipe made it however they liked it. Okay, so I could already smell the onion. And then you're just gonna stir all the flavors around. Okay, so for some reason I didn't check that the burner was on, and I barely turned it on right now. So that's my bad, but I'm open to any questions in the meantime while this is sauteing. Is anybody cooking with me or just watching?
Just watching.
Okay.
And what was the ingredient that you said to enhance the flavor? The last one that you put in, what was that called from Trader Joe's?
Yeah, the umami one.
Oh, umami. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah. So again, I'm using just ingredients that I had in my fridge already, which is the celery, potato, mushroom, cilantro, the onion and the garlic. If you have any other ingredients, such as, zucchini, broccoli, asparagus, or any other vegetable that you already had in your fridge, chop it up. The sizes that I like to use are, this kind of size. And then for the potato, I would suggest not to cut it up so thick so that it warms up faster. But that's the size I like. I like bite sizes. But if you like them bigger, then you can do that. Like if you don't want to cut them up into smaller pieces. Okay, so now it's sauteing. Woohoo! And I just love the sizzling sound, like when you pour in different ingredients. You'll probably hear it right now when I pour them in. One of my favorite things when cooking is spices, blending in spices, tasting it to see what's going to taste really good. It's all about for me, it's all about the spices. Of course, you can make something with just chili powder, salt. You don't need all the ingredients, all the spices that I'm using. If you just have like the basics, like salt, pepper, that will do it as well. Because already the garlic and the onion are giving it flavor, but I just like to be a little extra and add in all the other spices because I really love spices. Yeah, and then somebody mentioned that they didn't receive the recipe, and I could send it over. So now you can hear it sizzling. That's what we want to see. The amount of time that you want to let it saute for is about 2 to 3 minutes. Or if you see it kind of turning a little brown, that's how long you know to let it saute for. Okay. So I'm ready to add in the other ingredients. So the next ingredients that I'm going to add in are the celery, the harder items that take a little longer to cook. So I'm trying to do my best not to spill all this, but so wish me luck on this right now. And then I have the celery and the potato because those take a little longer to cook. And I'll add in the softer items at the end. So again, this is not just something that you want to like leave on the stove top and walk away from it because again, you want to pay attention to what your flavors, how it's cooking. Does it need a little bit more oil? Does it need a little bit of water? So again, we're just gonna stir it all around so that it gets all the spices on it. And then I had it on like medium high, and now I'm gonna lower my heat a little bit so that everything is cooked evenly. And you can also see like by the look, the taste, and again, using your intuition, hey, does it need more salt, more flavor? But again, you want to try it as you're cooking it. So again, we have the potato, which is, the benefits are great source of fiber. We also have the celery, which is a great source of, it helps reduce inflammation. It has antioxidants in it. So I already stirred it around enough to get all the flavor around the potatoes and the celery. I'm gonna cover it a little bit. Do keep in mind that if you cover it, it's gonna make it, it's not gonna make it, they're gonna be a little softer. Or if you want like that, like toasty flavor, then I wouldn't really cover it for that long. I would saute it longer and add a little bit more oil as you see fit. So I'm gonna cover it for a little bit just because I want it to cook faster. So in the meantime, I can start putting some of my spices away. I might get them if I feel like I need more, but you know, I like to be proactive and start cleaning when something's cooking. That way I can get done faster with my cooking and stuff. I'm always on the go, so. Did anybody go over to the pop-up? I mean, to the fridge to get any ingredients for this recipe? Has anybody gone to the either the pop-up pantry or the People's Fridge on 18th Street? They have a lot of really good cool produce, fruits and vegetables and other stuff too. So if you haven't stopped by, I would check it out. And then if you have extra produce in your yard, like if you're growing lemons and you have extra lemons that you don't need and that you don't know what to do with them, you can also donate them to the pop-up pantry. That's just one example, but if you have any other ingredients or stuff in your pantry that you don't use anymore, that you don't know what to do with them. Oh, that's pretty cool that you're in Southern California. It's nice. That's nice that somebody's watching us from over there. Okay, so I'm gonna check on my potatoes. The way you know they're ready is you're just gonna poke at it and see if they're softened or not. I don't think they're ready yet, just by looking at them. I'm gonna turn up the heat a little bit. Is anybody cooking this recipe after the call? Or I want to hear what you're making tonight for dinner. Yeah, this is really quick and easy. It takes me a good 30 minutes if I have everything ready. It's really quick, easy. You don't really have to think much about it. You just throw all your favorite veggies, your spices, and it's done. It's already smelling really, really good. Can you guys smell it from your screen? So there's still a little, oh, actually that one broke off, so I'm gonna try that right now. I usually just cut them when I'm gonna cook. But you can always, if you have time the night before, cut them up and then make it the next day. Because they'll last cut up for The veggies will last cut up for like a good 2 to 3 days. It just depends. But yeah, you guys is some people are listing what they're making tonight for dinner, and that sounds really good. The steak, mashed potatoes, Brussels sprouts, that's really, really good. Yeah, so for me, cooking is really therapeutic. I love cooking with my family. I love cooking for the holidays. Lately, I haven't really had time because I run the juice shop, but whenever I have time, I like to cook for my family. So one of the things that I've been wanting to do is meal prep, like cook a meal for that will last me 2 to 3 days. Since I'm so busy and I don't have time to cook, but I just when I want a meal prep is the day I rest, and I just feel so tired to cook. So I usually just end up cooking the day of that I'm gonna eat. And sometimes we have, you know, family gatherings and we have leftovers, so I'll just eat the leftovers or something. Or I'll just cook dinner one night and then have the leftovers for the rest of the week. So now what I'm doing is I'm trying a potato. I like the flavor. It's softened. So now I can add in the rest of the items. I have the mushroom here. This was just something that I had. I didn't add it to the recipe, but if you have it in your fridge already, you can use that. Cilantro to give it flavor. I love cilantro in my meals. Does anybody else like adding cilantro to everything? Yeah, so the juice bar is located 560 West 18th Street. It's located inside Rebello's. Right now, it's only curbside pickup. We don't have like an actual storefront. We're just located inside a restaurant. So we're renting a small piece of their kitchen, and that's how we operate right now. But we offer a variety of different juices that are cold pressed juices. We just use 100% fruits and vegetables, no additive, no sugars. We also make smoothies on the spot, smoothies, smoothie bowls. What else do we make? And then we make some light breakfast items like chia puddings and overnight oats. And yeah, so this is now all mixing up. I'm waiting for the mushrooms to cook up. So this is a serving size that I have here. I know it's kind of hard to see it. This is how it's looking. So yeah, I would say it's about 3 to 4 servings. And again, I just made enough for myself and for like another person or two. But you can definitely increase the portion size if you're gonna cook for your entire family. Again, then that would also mean that you would just add a little bit more spices depending on how much more you add. So I'm turning up the heat a little bit so that I can cook a little faster. At the end, I'm gonna add the kale. I'm gonna add a bunch of kale. That way there's more greens in here. I know I listed a cup, but you can add more if you want. So like again, like the recipe is only like a guide, but you could always switch it around. You can substitute ingredients or skip ingredients. But yesterday when I went to the people's fridge, there was a lot of potatoes. So if you plan to make this and you don't have potatoes, head on over to the people's fridge. They also had a lot of celery too. The thing with celery too is that you can blend it up and blend it up with water and make yourself like a celery juice if you don't have a juicer. And what I would do if you like celery juice, I would drink it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, and that's going to help your digestive system. It's going to help your skin. It has a lot of great benefits. And it's also good for hydration. What else did I see over there that you could take and make something with? I'm trying to remember. I saw some apples. I saw a lot of mangoes, some cucumbers. Okay, so that's almost done. Oh, I have my kale here. It was in the freezer, but it's still good to, you can also use it to cook with it. So that's a handful, about a cup, I would say. I'm gonna do 2 because it gets smaller afterwards. And the kale is great for eyesight, bone health. Oh, did I mention that one of the spices, for example, the chili powder, it reduces your appetite and it's also good for heart health. So I wanted to mention that even the spices have really good benefits. You could also, for example, I forgot to add herbs to it. Whatever herb you have, like I have oregano in hand, and it's gonna be really good with it. So I'm adding like a pinch of it, and the oregano has antibacterial properties. So all of these, like when you're thinking about it, oh my gosh, this is all gonna be benefit me and help me in one way or the other with antioxidants, with to help reduce inflammation, to help fight off any infections. So all the ingredients here are really, really good. So like you saw that I added in the 2 handfuls of kale. It looks like a lot, but look how small I got. Like all the veggies, it looked like a lot, but then they all got smaller. So that's one thing you want to keep in mind. So like if I'm like dividing it, the ingredients that it makes about 3 servings. I mean, or you could have, save it for leftovers or something if you're not going to share it with your family. I know somebody mentioned beans. You can even throw in like some beans in here if you have the canned beans and make it a little more filling. What else would I throw in here if I had it? Yeah, if I had more vegetables, I would add more vegetables. Like if you have a legume on hand, like if you have garbanzos or so this is ready. This is ready to go. So that's ready. I'm just gonna let it cool down. I'm already sweating because it's kind of warm in here and we don't have the AC on. Okay, so that's it. Does anybody have any questions on how to make it? The flavors, how to enhance the flavors? You saw that I couldn't really walk away from it. I was there like stirring it around, looking at it, seeing if it needed more flavor or the texture of it. So yeah, like that what I made right now, it makes about 3 servings in the recipe. I shouldn't put 5 because it really, it's more like 2 to 3 servings. So yeah, it's really easy to make. If you ever run out of ideas, go with the veggie scramble. But yeah, that's how you make the vegan scramble. I had the sausage, so you could add a sausage. If you don't have a sausage, you can use tofu. Or if you don't have tofu, you can use a can of beans if you have that, or garbanzos to add the protein source of it. And yeah, I hope to do more of these classes, health and wellness education classes. If you want to follow me, if you want to follow my Juice Bar page, I'm going to list the Instagram on here and the Facebook. The vegan sausage doesn't take that long to cook. If you have like the animal sausage, then I would add it in the beginning, because that really has to cook. That one I let it cook for about, the vegan one, 3 to 5 minutes, and I just I made sure that it's nice and that it's cooked, that it's toasty. I don't know if you can see that. So if you had like the animal sausage, then I would cook it in the beginning, because you have to cook for longer. Does anybody have any questions? Thank you so much for watching me. I'm really happy that I got this opportunity to share one of my favorite recipes. Yeah, thank you everyone for stopping by. I believe Erin said that she's gonna post this recording on Facebook. Is that right, Erin? And then also the recipe is on Facebook.
Yeah, sorry, I'll post this and I'll send it out via email.
Okay.
Awesome. So thank you all for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks to Rocio for an awesome inspirational dinner. And I'll send out this recording shortly. Have a beautiful night.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.